Hi, I'm John from Launch, Small Business Legal Solutions Done Differently. I want to talk a little bit about asset protection for small business owners. Get a lot of questions about sort of limiting liability and what business owners can do to protect themselves. So, run through a few things that business owners can keep in mind in terms of protecting their assets as they start and grow their companies. First, I think it's important to separate your personal assets from your business assets. Easy way to do that, setting up a formal entity such as an LLC or a corporation. LLCs are really popular with small business owners, by far the most common type of business entity that I see getting set up. Next thing to keep in mind is especially if you're sort of a serial entrepreneur or you've got your hands in a few different things, is to separate your different business ventures, especially if you've got different levels of risk for each one. So, like a consulting firm, for example, could present certain types of risk, whereas a restaurant would present different kinds of risk. You don't want to expose those two companies to each other and the risk that they bring in and find yourself on the hook for uh, something that a consulting company does that impacts the uh, other company. And now you're getting your assets sort of pulled out of both because you didn't take the steps to separate them. Another important step, I think, is to get insurance. Make sure you're covering yourself there. That's an easy way to cover some risk and maybe protect some assets, especially as you start to grow, bring on maybe employees, larger contracts, whatever the case may be. Another thing to watch out for is personal guarantees. A lot of small business owners sort of don't recognize when they've inadvertently personally guaranteed something. And what they've done is sort of stripped away the protection that the LLC was there to give them. And now they're on the hook personally for some business contract or agreement. Maybe situations where you can't get away from a personal guarantee, but try to avoid doing that as much as possible. So, really, I think it's important to understand where your personal assets are, where your business assets are, separate those, use an LLC, a corporation, some entity to wall off your business from your personal. You make sure you understand what you're personally on the hook for and sort of do a risk analysis of the things, ventures, what have you, that you're involved in, and understand how to separate those out in order to limit some risk there.